Hey everybody, welcome back to Lindsey's Little Library. So I realized lately, if you've been here for a little bit, welcome back, and I'm so excited that you still come and check out my videos. But if you're new, I have been going shelf by shelf and kind of cleaning up my shelves, getting rid of some, like making sure that we have spaces and that they're not super cluttered like here. So I've been gradually making my way across my bookshelves. And with doing that and getting to each kind of different genre that I have, I realize I have been way behind on a book haul. So I feel like I'm kind of like I'm getting rid of books, but yet I'm hauling books. But in order to complete this project, I need to make sure that the new books I got get put on the shelf and have a spot for them. So I'm going to go through my book haul that's been piling up. I didn't realize that it got this big. I thought it was just like a book of the month box and a few that I have purchased, but it's actually a little bigger than I thought. So buckle up, grab a beverage, sit back, relax, and I'm going to share with you the books I picked up lately. So one of them is a Barnes & Noble haul that I did. All my kids play too many sports. But one of them, their practices is right down the street from a Barnes & Noble. And I was very excited that I have made it through the entire season and I've not been tempted to go there. And so as a reward, I went there. It made sense in my head. So this is what I picked up. Just 4 of them from there. First one, of course, is the Barnes & Noble exclusive edition of Atmosphere by Taylor Jenkins Reid. I know not everybody's a Taylor Jenkins Reid fan, but I am. Have I loved every single one of her books? No. Do I think I'm going to love this one? Yes. So this one takes place in the 1980s, and it focuses around NASA, and what's her name? Joan Goodwin is the main character. I don't want to know more. I've been told not to know a lot. I'm very excited about this book. I love that TJR has been taking us on this journey, starting with Evelyn Hugo in the 60s, Daisy Jones in the 70s, and now we have the 80s. So I'm absolutely loving it. Can't wait to get to this one. I've heard really, really, really good things, and that's all I want to know about it. So we're not going to go further. The other one I picked up is a very interesting choice for me, but I'm intrigued. So I learned about this book when I went and saw Frederick Bachman. The Boswell Book Company people were there and we're talking. And they mentioned that Maggie Stiefvater, who is traditionally fantasy YA-ish author, wrote a bit of a historical fiction. So it's called The Listeners. We are in, 1942, January. The Avalon Hotel and Spa was always offered elegant luxury in the wilds of West Virginia. Local girl turned general manager June has guided the Avalon skillfully through the first pangs of World War II. The hotel's aristocratic owners have trained her well, but when the family heir makes a secret deal with the State Department to fill the hotel with captured Axis diplomats, June must persuade her staff, many of whom have sons and husbands fighting on the front lines, to offer luxury to the Nazis with a smile. This is all tied together with an FBI agent, Tucker, who is there basically to kind of listen in and get some secrets. So very excited about this one. I think it's a really unique take on it, and I'll report back. Then we found a couple on the table of buy one, get one 50% off. I have Fantastic Land by Mike Bakoven. Get ready for a struggle for survival in the unlikeliest of places. So this takes place in the 70s, theme park, but suspenseful vibes. I'm hoping this will give me what the book Hyde couldn't give me, is my hope. So we'll see. Then I grabbed When She Was Me by Marley Bush. There's only one way out of these woods. Ever since that night, twin sisters Cassie and Lenora have become inseparable. They are the sole permanent residents of Cabin 2. the refuge on an isolated Tennessee campground. They managed to stay away from prying eyes, questions, true crime junkies. Just the two of them. The peace and quiet's almost enough to make them forget what happened all those years ago, almost, until a teenager girl camping at the neighboring cabin goes missing. Memories come rushing back. We go from there. I've been seeing some good things about this one, and I feel like I need to get to this one this summer because it's very campish vibe, and we're running out of time. So those were from Barnes & Noble. I did grab a book, and I will talk about that in a second because it goes with some other ones. So we're gonna go with this little pile. Again, lots of basketball this summer. While I was in Minnesota, I got to hang out with Krista and Amanda and Katie. They had a bit of a meetup there for middle grade March, and I happened to be there at the same weekend, and I was like, I'm gonna crash your party, and they were like, absolutely, it's totally fine. So we met at, where did we go? Majors and Quinn, right? No. Yeah. Like, look at the books, Lindsay. They have new and used books that they sell there. Love that place. Spent a lot of time there. Riley even got a book, which I was trying to find, and I think she has it with her. She's actually gone on a youth trip right now. So I'm kind of excited that she took the book with her, but because I couldn't find it in her room. So I picked up 3 books. I only have 2 to show you. First one I'm very, very, very excited about and want to get to, and people are just, they having a lot of fun with this book. I'm scared to start it because it's a huge series and it's a huge book. But Dungeon Crawler Carl by Matt Dinniman. Not totally sure even what it's about. The apocalypse will be televised. Welcome to the first book in the wildly popular and addictive series. You know what's worse than breaking up with your girlfriend, being stuck with her prize-winning show cat. And you know what's worse than that? An alien invasion, the destruction of all man-made structures on Earth, and the systematic exploitation of all the survivors for a game show. All right. We'll see. Then I found and picked up, and I could not pick up this book, and I'm so excited to read all of these. I'm so excited to read The Quiet Librarian by Alan Eskens. You know my love for Alan Eskens. I think he's brilliant, and underrated. So this one, we have the murder of her best friend. A librarian's search for answers leads back to her own dark secrets. About a woman transformed by war, family, vengeance, and love. So I can't wait to get that one. All of these. Okay. So those were my main purchases, we'll say. Out of this whole stack, these were the main ones that I bought. So not that bad if you look at the rest of the stack. The next one, oh, except for one. The next ones all came from, we're going to call them rummage sales. 3 of them from a neighbor, a couple of them from my friend Lindsay, and a few of them from Amber from Books and Beaches. So they're all going through their shelves, and I took advantage. My neighbor was having a rummage sale, and I ended up just swinging by and saying hi because she loves my dog, and noticed that her daughter was selling a whole bunch of books, and basically all of her Lynn Painter books were there. So I picked up The Love Wager, Better Than the Movies, and The Do-Over. And since I had Better Than the Movies, and I saw that this was on sale during Prime Days, I also picked up Nothing Like the Movies. So I apparently now think I like Lynn Painter because I grabbed 4 books by her. It's fine. It's okay. I've heard really great things. I know Amanda really likes Lynn Painter. So these are going to go on my shelf for the time being. What are they about? I don't know, but I trust my friends. Then I think I just grabbed one for my friend Lindsay. Incidents Around the House by Josh Malerman. I read Hidden Pictures by him. I really liked it. She tried to read this, wasn't a huge fan, so she gave it to me, and we're going to give it a try. A chilling horror novel about a haunting told from the perspective of a young girl whose troubled family is targeted by an entity she calls Other Mommy. So this one's happening in October, that's for sure. And then I went through Amber's books. Actually, no, I think I grabbed this from Lindsay as well. Widowland by C.J. Carey. London, 1953. 13 years have passed since England surrendered to the Nazis. The nation's been forced to adopt many of Germany's oppressive ideologies. Oh, because they're in an alliance with Germany. And this includes a caste system that classifies women into hierarchical groups according to their perceived value to society. So sounds a little dystopian-ish. I'm interested. I don't know. It just, something caught my eye. So I thought I'd give that a try. All right. So these three I grabbed from Amber. So we have The Anxious Generation by Jonathan Haidt. This one, she highly suggests she works in a middle school and they're doing a lot of changes to some of their policies and stuff based on some stuff and learnings from this book. So I'm very, very interested. The impact of a lot of screen time is definitely seen in my house every so often. So the more I know, the better mom I can be. I picked up The Project by Courtney Summers. She also wrote Sadie. It looked creepy. It looked October-ish. I just like You've Been Chosen. So we're gonna give that a whirl. And then Hatchet Island by Paul Doran. This was also one I grabbed. Eerie, windswept island off the coast of Maine becomes the site of a double murder and a disappearance. So this is what was like, I need to, because I'm working on those shelves, I need to have a spot for this. This is what prompted this whole video. Okay, so those are the ones I got. Roman Sailing. Next up are my book of the month picks. So this one is from June. Yeah, June and July. I grabbed Ghostwriter by Julie Clark. I really, really enjoyed, what was the book I read? Oh, The Last Flight that I read by Julie Clark. Not sure much about it. Let's see, it says 1975, the Taylor family shatters in a single night. When two teenage siblings are found dead in their own home, only surviving sibling never shakes the whispers and accusations that he was the one that killed him. Decades later, the legend only grows, and his career as a horror writer skyrockets. Interesting. I've heard really great things about this one to the point that I used a credit to get it. Penitence. Exploration of love and forgiveness, suspectful, addictive, page-turning, filled with literary insight that compels readers to consider whether the worst thing we've ever done is all that defines us. Very interested in that. Catherine Center's new book, The Love Haters, which I've heard is great. I just had a friend of mine finish this and really liked it. Thin line between love and love hating. I don't know. I read every Catherine Center book. I love them. Hi, I'm Mark. That is adorable. And then, of course, The Amalfi Curse by Sarah Penner. Had to get my hands on this. Sarah Penner wrote The Lost Apothecary, which I absolutely loved. And I mean, come on, this book alone is just gorgeous. And I love that too. Powerful Witchcraft, Hunt for Sunken Treasure, Forbidden Love on the High Seas. And it sold me. So we're going to put this also in my October pile of books I need to read. Then my July box, which I almost didn't get, but then I had a moment of weakness. And I think I've used up all my credits now, so I may take a break. These Summer Storms by Sarah McLean. Now, I'm going to be honest, this did not really grab my eye at the beginning because at this point in time I had read so many like summery books. I was like, I'm kind of over it. But here we go. Alice Storm hasn't been welcome at her family's private island off the Rhode Island coast in 5 years. Not since she was cast out and built her life beyond the Storm name, influence, and untold billions. But the shocking death of her larger-than-life father changes everything. She plans to keep her head down, pay her final respects, and leave the minute the funeral's over. Unfortunately, her father has other plans, and this is where I got drawn in. The eccentric, manipulative patriarch left his family a final challenge, an inheritance game designed to upend their world. Rules are clear. Spend 1 week on the island, complete their assigned tasks, and receive their inheritance. But it's not as easy as you think. So that kind of drew me in. It felt like it wasn't my this red summer easy breezy book. I don't think it's going to be that way. Then I also grabbed The Compound, which I've been hearing good things about, by Aisling Raleigh. I think it's a cultish book. Lily, a bored, beautiful 20-something, wakes up on a remote desert compound alongside 19 other contestants on a popular TV show. To win, she has to outlast her housemates while competing in challenge for luxury rewards. Blah, 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 blah. Hammers are catching all of it. Lily has no desire to leave. Why would she when the world outside's falling apart? So, not cultish, but another game. I'm here for it. And, yeah. So, nothing like adding 6 books to my book of the month shelf after my goal for Catch-Up-a-thon was to get them off of there, and I got 1 off, so yeah, whatever. Here it is. Okay. Then I have all of these wonderful books that have been gifted to me, which I am so thankful for. So first one, amazing subscriber Kay, who has been doing Booklist Thursday buddy reads with us. I think she's coming to our virtual reading retreat. She went through my Amazon wish list and very kindly sent me 3 books. Again, all of them super excited for. So we have The Flower Sisters. This is by Michelle Collins Anderson. We have Strong on a True Story, which I'm all about a tragic night at the Ozarks Dance Hall in 1928. We have Violet and Rose Flowers are identical twins, save for a tiny mark. By 19, their temperaments distinguish themselves as different as the flowers their mother named them for. Sweltering terrible August night, an explosion rocks Lamb's Dance Hall in Missouri, engulfing it in flames, leaving one twin among the dozens dead and her sister's life forever changed. 50 years later, Daisy Flowers is dumped on her grandmother's doorstep for the summer. She's 15. Daisy bargains her way into an internship at the local newspaper where she learns of the mysterious long ago tragedy and the connections to her family. And we go from there. Very excited about that one. The Medicine Woman of Galveston, also excited for, by Amanda Skennendorf. She also wrote The Nurse's Secret, which I believe I also have. 1900s, a powerful, heart-wrenching novel. Brings us to Galveston, Texas, where a woman doctor who's taking refuge as a traveling medicine show battles to survive and save others during the hurricanes of 1900, which I just also read a book about that hurricane in Galveston, so I was super excited to see that was there. And then The Last Twilight in Paris by Pam Jenoff. I love Pam Jenoff. I know not everybody does, but I'm absolutely in love with her writing. 1953, so we're post-World War. Parisian department store, a mysterious necklace, and a woman's quest to unlock a decade-old mystery are the center of this story. I'm here for it. I love it. Then, very excited to get to this one. Thanks to K Publicity and Entangled Publishing, I have Accomplished the Villain by Hannah Nicole Mayer. This is the next book in... so the first one is The Assistant to the Villain and The Apprentice to the Villain, which I have right there. And this is the newest one. This is The Accomplice to the Villain. So I don't want to read it because it's going to give things away for the second book. But The Assistant to the Villain is about this assistant who finds this job being the assistant to this villain. And it's like this being a villain has been made into a corporation. It's super funny. There's a frog character in them that I'm absolutely in love with, and look at those sprayed edges. So thank you from K Publicity for sending me this. I'm beyond excited. Ooh, that was loud. All right, then the last one I got from Macmillan is this beautiful thing, and I think you know what's coming. It's a whole PR package. I did open it once, but it is the newest book by Janine Cummins. She wrote American Dirt, which I really liked. So this is Speak to Me of Home. Do I have, sometimes it comes with a little card. That's all I need. Multi-generational family story. It looks like it's set in Puerto Rico in the 60s. And then there's also the 80s in Missouri. And then 2023. So it looks like we've jumped around a little bit, and I'm kind of here for it. So I got this. I have this whole PR package, which I'm super excited about. I have a bookmark that has flowers on it. This is really sweet. Another bookmark, a notebook, which you guys know my love for notebooks. And then they are thank you daisies. Seed sprouting kit. So I'm gonna set that up. I think that's everything here. So thank you, Macmillan, for sending me this. I'm very excited to get started on this book as well, and excited to get rid of that box that's been sitting there for far too long. So this is a really cute little notebook. I'm loving that. But what is this all about? Okay, It's a journey to San Juan, Puerto Rico in the 50s, St. Louis, Missouri in the 80s, Palisades, New York in modern times, with Rafaela, Ruth, and Daisy, 3 women who both are and are not my family. Huh. All right, well, I'm excited for this one too. Looks gorgeous. It just, I mean, that alone, I'm here for it. So thank you for that one. Thank you all for the gifts. All right, now I can get all of these on my shelf and we continue with cleaning them off. And everything will have a place and a home, and it'll all make me happy and be awesome. So if you've read any of these and you suggest I pick ones up sooner than later, leave a comment below. Otherwise, if you've made it this far, put a present or gift emoji in the comments because it'll tell me that you said hi, that you also made it through this entirely long video, and just to let me know you're here. I really appreciate it, and it helps with my engagement for the videos. Otherwise, let's chat books. I would much rather chat about books in the comments. And like and subscribe and all of that fun stuff. And I will see you next time.